Now, hold on a second. We're the #1 and #2 passing offenses in the nation, but special teams. Jalen Clark goes 102 yards in the literal first play of the game, and we scored. I didn't even control him. Hey, look, I tried to tell you guys that dude is special from the start of the season, but good Lord, I didn't know he was that special. This man goes 102 to make sure we get something big. Oh my God, this running back might go 102 on this play. Oh no, the 99 overall quarterback for Iowa State goes down in the first play. Now with the first play out of the way, Chancellor Allen is obviously the big prospect coming this week, the 4-star overall corner. 4 swatted passes, 2 interceptions. Those are the challenges we need to ultimately get this guy to feel a little bit better about coming to Cascade Valley. Okay, I know I sounded upset there, but I'm not really upset because that dude going down is huge news for us, and it's absolutely fantastic news because they're significantly easier if he's gone. Oh God, our team is literally in the wrong coverage. Everyone panic. What a catch by Fred Curtis. Are you kidding me? The one-handed grab. That's what we're doing. All right, the good news is our guys are a little bit more situated on this play to see if they can hopefully get a stop. But Iowa State is a super talented team, but we got a super talented linebacker in Christoph Houston. We're still waiting to see, obviously, what the verdict is on is the quarterback going to be okay? Is he out for a little bit, a long while? Who knows right now? I got to say, though, it looks like they got 2 really good quarterbacks, though, because this backup guy, I think his name's Brandon Green. He's playing incredibly well and helping lead this offense. Out here with a little bit of a pitch, and look at George Fry stop Marquise Adams for a loss of 6. Look, I know a lot of you have been just slandering me in the comments over the people that we've switched around and different positions guys have been in, but can you just give me some props for how well these guys are performing? Jesus Christ. Okay, as I say that, this dude goes off. We didn't game plan for him. Look, I'm gonna be honest. We game planned for a pocket quarterback that had a really strong arm. We didn't know we were going to have to go against a scrambling quarterback that also has a really strong arm. I guess the one bright side, though, is that our defense goes up against Warren Fullwood every single day in practice. They know all about dudes that are scrambling quarterbacks with strong arms. Look at how this defense bends but doesn't break at the moment. Let's see if they can hold that up here. The quarterback trying to scramble. Tony Rutledge gets the sack for a loss of 5, and they were guaranteed to get a touchdown. And the defense says, nah, player, not today. Look, Iowa State has one of the best offenses in the nation. Their defense is supposedly not that great. We're going to find out. We haven't really even seen their defense. Their special teams is cheeks. Late cheeks, as the French say. So they get the field goal to ultimately go in. The studio updates is that LSU barely hangs on to Ohio State, who's had a rough start to the season. 4 minutes left in the first quarter is the first time our offense actually gets on the field, which is pretty crazy to think about. Fullwood dropping back here. Sees his guy. Mr. Wilson, hey, we'll take that 14 big yards. First down again here, Fullwood. Looking, surveys, sees a guy going deep. Good God. I mean, you ever want to see how strong the dude's arm is? You see it there. Not a complete pass, but good Lord. I think the craziest thing on that throw is that he actually got hit as he threw it. So, like, that pass was bonkers. Okay. Forward, we get it. You're a little nervous. A whole lot happening right now. We gotta get the guys to settle down a little bit. This is a huge game with a team that has upset potential, and we're not trying to see that right now. Joe Kendrick not trying to see anything but the first down as he picks up 12. Robinson in a QB. Haven't seen this dude in a little bit, and he's saying, I got an opportunity here. He's gonna hand it off, though, to Porter Ryan, who is gonna lose the yard. Porter Ryan's definitely a guy we're hoping we can get some more speed for him, because right now the dude is... You wouldn't bet against him to beat your grandma in a race. And while he might be, a little on the slower side, the dude can definitely run some routes. You love to see that. Fullwood immediately feels that pressure, sets his feet, throws one back here. It's Fertney out here. I'm a big fella, but I can move. I'm gonna pose a little question, and maybe it's premature, but is Armani Fertney the best talent we've ever had at tight end? That's saying a lot, because Jared Gold was really that guy. And I think one thing you're really seeing with Fullwood is that he really trusts the tight ends. He has 2 tight ends in Renee and Fertney who are just both really good at being open in space and making moves. And speaking of being open in space, Marquise, this dude that they have running back for Iowa State, is very good in space, but Jaquez Ness was not having any of it. Makes a huge play there. Their quarterback's out here in shambles. A potential safety. He hits him. Rutledge gets him. He fumbles. That's going to be a safety. We're here for it. Now, bad news for Iowa State here is we actually find out what's going on with Brad Maxwell, the 99 overall senior redshirt quarterback. He is an abdominal strain. He's out for 2 quarters. We'll see him in the second half, but it's not looking good for Iowa State right now. After obviously the safety and the punt and then the return on top of that, we've got the ball and we're in midfield despite losing 3. Little 5-wide action here for Fullwood. Sees the former quarterback underneath there, and he gets a big gain of 10. I got to absolutely tip my cap, though, to Patrick McDonald. I mean, what he's been able to do at receiver and just having an offseason to really figure out this position, it's pretty wild, and he goes right back to him, and McDonald open over across the middle for 27. Fullwood having a heck of a first quarter, over 100 yards passing against this Iowa State team. And he's looking for more. This time, though, Terrence Williams takes a rock up the middle, gets inside the 5. Williams back here in the backfield with forward. Started the second quarter, going right here to him. He goes up the middle, finds a huge gap, and he's in the end zone for a rushing touchdown. He's had a tough start, but that's a good finish. Brandon Green sends Curtis over a little bit. This Iowa State team needs something big, and they're getting something huge here. James Mitchell trying to go ahead and chase this dude down, but it's going to be DeMel Hill after 33 yards stopping Curtis. Whatever it was, the start that Iowa State planned out for this game, this has not been it. The special teams touchdown, giving up major play after major play, and just not really getting things going after the quarterback gets hurt. It's been a tough start. Marquise Adams was a special talent at running back, and he's proving it. He threw the little pitch out here, but look at Coleman. Had a great week last week, right back at it again this week. Third down conversions have not been good for Iowa State at the moment. Have still not converted one this entire game. They go across the middle to Curtis, and Fred Curtis with a 33-yard run earlier gets a 9-yard reception here. Trying to bring a little bit of pressure here, staying in man defense. Houston looking to get to the quarterback. Then go with a little bit of an option play. Fry and company over there in the edge, and they end up stopping Marquise Adams after 4. Green, the only guy in the backfield, goes with the QB run. We got a couple of guys there, but he still finds 2. Shackelford's going to be in coverage this time, which is always a little scary. They go across the middle, but the receiver doesn't even see it. What are they going to do? And they've already hit 1 field goal. They're going to line up for another one here, but again, they have to be disappointed. This is a good drive. They had a couple of big plays, but it's going to end up in ultimately the field goal attempt, which is going to be beautifully kicked down the middle, cutting the lead 23 to now 6. Forward's going to send Fernie in motion. Little play action fake here. Immediately, though, he wants to go across the middle to the guy, but he had no time to get rid of it. Pocket absolutely collapsed there on Forward, and there was just really nowhere to go for him. He's rolling out to the right-hand side. He's got a super fast guy on him. He sees Porter Ryan deep. They had a miscommunication, and it's another errant pass. Couple of plays that had some definite opportunity with them, but nothing really came to fruition there. Forward out here running for his life, cutting around, can't really get anything, gets 2 yards, and Forward's down. Things just got a little bit scary right now. Yes, we have a lead. We're up 17, but when Forward goes down, I'm scared. The good news is he's a bruised elbow, and he is going to return soon, so that takes a whole lot of weight off our shoulders, but it also reminds us that we should slide, slippity slide. We should absolutely slide to keep our quarterbacks alive. This is also why we like to keep multiple quarterbacks on the roster that can absolutely get the job done, because in situations like this, we need somebody that can sling that rock. Green again. Looks a fake here. He actually keeps this one. Shackelford was able to bring him down, but Green again showing that he can move a little bit. It would obviously be a massive W2 if Iowa State can just find a way to score after, again, not getting the points they wanted with their quarterback. Knowing that he's coming back soon, they won a touchdown here. Got a lot of our guys out here just trying to find a way to get something done. Their quarterback's going to keep it. Isaiah Holman punches him in the backfield. Ward comes through, and then Christoph Houston makes sure that he doesn't get anything. 4th and 6 coming up. Disappointment is really the only way you can describe that drive for Iowa State. Opportunity just everywhere. They just couldn't make something happen. Jalen Clark still really not seeing the punt coverage that he needs. He still gets 6. Warren Forward, despite us saying don't play, he says, nah, I'm good, coach, and comes in the game right here. Terrence Williams, good solid run, but doesn't really get what he wanted. Our goals to put points on the board before the halftime mark really hits. And we're trying to keep, again, people away from Warren Forward because they've been chasing this dude down and hitting him, and we need that to happen a lot less. Forward definitely, again, just trying to avoid getting hit at the moment. It's been a little tough for him. He's out here rolling around. Has some guys potentially open. He ends up taking the hit. We need to avoid that exact thing from happening. Let's just punt the football. This is not good. Still plenty of opportunity for Iowa State again. They're only down 17. They've got a chance here to make something happen. Coleman goes across the middle, tries to force the fumble. Can't quite do it. And Vontae Basham, the freshman, comes in with a 17-yarder. And again, if their backup quarterback is doing this, I'm kind of scared to see what their starting quarterback's going to do when he's actually in the game. He's out here running in a big sack there again by Tony Rutledge. I think it's his 3rd of the game. Tony Rutledge has just been incredible today. You love to see how much pressure he's forcing, how much havoc he's really wreaking on this offense. They go across the middle. It's Green. Holman stands him up, making it 3rd and inches. They're trying to get their guys going. Our coverage isn't exactly the greatest. We're trying to get some pressure there, and it's Coleman coming in for a big sack right there. 4th and 7. What's kind of wild to me is that Fullwood had an unbelievable amount of yards in the very beginning of this game. And then since then, he hasn't really, but he's got a guy going deep in Jalen Clark. Jalen Clark had a 102-yard punt return for a touchdown. Kick return for a touchdown. Literally runs this one in. 1 throw, 1 catch, 1 touchdown. Coach Mervin McMervin was asked going into halftime, what does he think of that first half performance? He says, well, full wood. Welcome back to the halftime show where we have a brand new recruit that just signed, plus something else super interesting. Now, as a lot of you guys probably predicted and we're talking about, Michael Lanier is going to end up coming to Cascade Valley. An 87 overall strong safety. Dude's probably starting day 1. I'm just going to be honest with you. We ain't really benching the guy this talented Only a 4-star, which is weird, but 94 tackle, 89 hit power. This dude's got stats for days. Now, I know a lot of you guys are keeping a close eye on Jonathan Anderson. He's obviously our top guy that we have right now, but the team up north actually has 60 higher bonus. So even if we put 700 points on and they max it out, which they have, we really don't have a chance. We're going to just hope that we can get him, but it's not looking good. Jeremiah Butler feels all but locked up. Ricky Lewis should be locked up pretty soon. Donnell Gamblin should be locked up as well. Bo Dunlap, we're looking good. But again, Iowa State had him visit when they beat Iowa last week. That was the perfect time for them to bring him in. Chancellor Allen's the guy that's visiting this week. The corner coming in, 92 speed, acceleration's kind of lay doo-doo, as the French say. 85 man coverage, 87 zone. Press is pretty terrible, but for the most part, this guy could be really good. We also have 2 really good offensive linemen we're looking at. We have Reggie Wilson, who has 1,365 points that we need to ultimately catch up on, but we're working our way there. We have Darian Wright, who also is pretty far behind with some teams that are ultimately doing some visits soon, so that's going to make things a little bit difficult for us, but there's an outside chance we get him. There's also Desmond Simmons, I'm keeping a close eye on as well. I mean, this guy has 90 zone coverage, 96 man coverage, 82 press, good speed at a 91 overall. I don't actually remember his height. We'll go ahead and see who he's out. 6'1". This dude could be very good for us. Again, he could also play an offense because you look at this, 86 elusiveness, he's got 81 carry, 77 juke, 90 spin move. This guy could be a running back. He could be a corner. He could be a two-way player. You never know. The Heisman list really hasn't changed super much. Eric Scott's still there. You see Baker and Keys both move up. Randall ends up sliding down a spot. And we get a newcomer in Justin Parker, the senior scrambling quarterback from Auburn. Ends up coming up even though his team gets a massive win. He doesn't really have a huge part of it. Only 3 touchdowns, 140-something through the air, 46 in the ground. If you ask me. But the big news, as you already know from watching this video, you're going to see that we have moved into the number 3 spot. Oklahoma's 1, Clemson is 2, going from 3 to 2 after their win against WVU last week. We have slid from 5th to 3rd because Notre Dame gets a big win against previously number 4 UNC, and that ultimately puts them at 4 and keeps us at 3, which is great. See Texas A&M's there, Penn State's moving up into the top 6, Nebraska gets into the top 10 for the first time, Alabama, who we talked about. Alabama really is about their life. But a huge matchup this week as Alabama is going to be taking on Oklahoma. That is the matchup to be watching out for. Boise State, who obviously remember from last season, had a really good year, wins their first game of the season. They played super late this year, but they go from 14 to 11. LSU falls back major after a big loss to Indiana, which you guys saw. Iowa State obviously comes in the top 25 after beating a number 11 Iowa at the time. Then you're going to see UCLA, Indiana, and Michigan all sort of rounding out your top 25. And something I just want to point out really quickly, Warren Fullwood, this is his stats before the actual game, but 7 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. Look, he's a couple of touchdowns away from having the most touchdowns thrown in Cascade Valley history without an interception to start the season. Don't shoot the messenger. Back from the halftime show, I mean, come on now. The recruiting starting to look good. Fullwood is absolutely looking good. Kendall Johnson, excuse me. Don't forget about the defense. Kendall Johnson picks off the quarterback. I believe that was the original starting quarterback, the 99 overall. Lower his rating. He's too high. Cascade Valley has been consistently rated one of the top 5 toughest places to play in all of NCAA. In my opinion, it should be the hardest because no one comes out of here alive. Switching things up a little bit, Carson trying to get to the quarterback. Nate Ward, literally almost has another one. Literally, Nate Ward's insane. Big third down here, going to send a little bit of pressure at Maxwell. No one really gets there, but a huge tip there from Holman goes back for it. Maxwell's 1 for 5. 1 interception. 99 overall? I don't think so. Jalen Clark is just looking for a punt return opportunity. You see what he can do on special teams on the kick return side. He just wants an opportunity to return a big one for a punt. Clark runs into his own guys. He ain't seeing much there. Last time we saw this offense, it was Warren Fullwood throwing an absolute strike down the sideline and make a big play. This time he's looking. He sees a guy, he throws it. It's Porter Ryan, and that is the first interception of his career. Warren Fullwood, it finally happened. You Cascade Valley long enough, you're bound to throw one of those. Maxwell again trying to get his second completion of the game. It has not been a good start for him. The injury, the bad plays, the bad passes, but he gets a huge one of Vontae Basham. Iowa State's obviously in pass-happy mode right now because they definitely need some completions, and this one is almost picked off by Christoph Houston, but he hits it with his elbow. I mean, there's a reason Christoph is playing on defense and not on offense after a play like that. This man played a little bit of tight end in high school, but he ain't playing tight end in college, I can tell you that much. Big third down and 12. Defense looking for a big stop here. Offense going for the halfback screen. They're trying to get out ahead of Christoph Houston. Christoph Houston apparently lost where he was actually going. It makes it 4th and 1. Do they go for it, though? They're actually going to line up for a punt. 4th and 1, midfield. Down a whole lot. You're down 31 at this point. You don't go for it? Crazy talk, if you ask me. Jalen Clark trying to get a return. Hasn't really had much luck on punt return so far. Good punt return, though. That goes for 18. Jalen Clark really could be like a Desmond Howard type player that just does it all. Punt returns, kick returns, receiving. I mean, this guy, maybe he plays on defense a little bit too. Forward, taking a gamble. Got a guy over the top. It's okay. Probably shouldn't have thrown that. Can we talk about how that linebacker was running step for step with Matt Wilson? And this is why we're not running the football. They're shutting it down almost every time. Williams is 6 rushes for 6 yards and 1 touchdown. Again, a super weird game by far. 3rd down, 11 yards to go. The pressure is real. We're punting. Iowa State at least is, I guess, trying to stay competitive here. They're doing their best. And see, their quarterback can really sling it. And Vontae Basham, again, is a true freshman and is carving us up now with his starting quarterback back there. You saw it with Brandon Green, who obviously had a little bit more rapport with him because they were on the second team together initially. You're really seeing here with Maxwell, though, who can sling it and is used to seeing that guy in the slot. Basham is going to be a really good pro one day. So 2nd down action. Tight ends moving around. Maxwell trying to take off. Shackelford ain't trying to have none of that. Big 3rd and 4, playing the pass the whole way here. They go with the run. Actually, we got a whole lot of guys on that side, and Adams has nowhere to go. He's had a really, really rough game. We started off incredibly hot. We've honestly slowed down a little bit here, but this has just been a heck of a game so far for the offense. 2nd down, 2 yards. Easy pass underneath. Don't throw anything difficult when you got something easy. I also understand the complete and ridiculous irony of me saying don't throw a difficult pass when you got something easy, considering how many times I throw the difficult pass. It is what it is, okay? Don't judge me. Jalen Clark. Oh, ankles. Oh, ankles. Oh, get that man a map. He's lost. I will stand by the fact that Jalen Clark should be the first wide receiver to win a Heisman in a very long time. Who was the last one? Was it Desmond Howard? I don't even remember. But seriously, what you're seeing from him right now is just, it's remarkable. You love to see a dude just out here balling. Speaking of balling, look at McDonald. Patrick McDonald. They stop him so close from the end zone. He's having a great game through the air. 1st and goal. Forward. Sees the pressure. This man's running for his life. Everyone out there sees a guy, and it's just thrown a little bit out of bounds. Joe Kendrick checking into the game. Right here in the goal line. Can they get a little bit of a block for him? Kendrick goes up the middle, forces his way through. They say the ball doesn't cross the goal line. 3rd and goal. Kendrick staying in the game. Forward. Little adjustment here. Gonna send McDonald in motion. Fakes the handoff to him. Joe Kendrick rightfully gets what he wanted. A touchdown. 3rd quarter's winding down. Man, this defense is hungry. They send him off. George Fry nearly had the sack. Somehow, this dude throws it away, and Turner is out here streaking. The senior receiver is breaking all the tackles. It's up to Kristoff, who stops him at the 1. What a play. We're talking about just a chuck it up, hope somebody's there. The guy is there. The play then becomes this. Jimmy pulling the end zone for finally a touchdown for Iowa State. I'm not saying it's over. It's close to being over, but Iowa State's showing some fight. 1st down, new set of downs. We're right back at it, and that was nearly picked off. I know we're dominating on the scoreboard, but Iowa State's kept this a little bit closer outside of the score than you might probably imagine. It's been pretty insane, and Forward's juking moves are insane there. He gets 10 more. One of the last plays here, the 3rd quarter. Forward just got rid of that one, thank God, because they were on him. As good as this offensive line has been, they just have to be better. Iowa State doesn't really have premier guys on the defensive line. This ball probably should have been a little bit better thrown. Porter Ryan gives up on it, and we're just lucky to get out of there. But seriously, they can protect Warren Forward. I just know this dude has Heisman material written all over him. It's just a matter of, can he get the protection he needs? And oh my God, he got some here. Patrick McDonald looking to get into the end zone. McDonald, 70 yards, had a 44-yard earlier one. A lot of people criticize the decisions by Coach Mervin McMervin. And he says, you know what? Full wood. I'm saying it right now. This has the potential to be the greatest offense in Cascade Valley history. We have never seen an offense in Cascade Valley move like this. It is literally insane. There are some issues here and there. The running back situation is, I think, good, not great. The offensive line, good, not great. Corners, good, not great, but still, this offense, they can carry a defense that might, have a lapse or two here and there. But what a throw again to Turner. Brad Maxwell started 1 for 5 today with an interception. Now he's about 9 for 14, 9 for 16, somewhere around there. He's played significantly better since obviously getting his bearings about him. And Kendall Johnson got a little confused in that one, does get the tackle, but again, it's a 7-yard gain for Greg Turner. Can the defense though get a stop? Maxwell's been cooking these last few downs. He's throwing one deep. He's got Shackelford back there. Shackelford doesn't even jump, and they say Turner got a foot in. Greg Turner's averaging 30 yards per reception right now. Call it whatever you want. That is literal skill, and that senior is up for award after award because of his talent right now. But Shackelford's showing himself that he should be up for awards too. I mean, really, look how far Shackelford's come in the tackle department. Last season, he was a liability, and, well, okay, Maxwell literally runs in the game. But Shackelford was a liability in the tackling side of defense last year. This year, he's absolutely one of our best. With the game pretty much out of reach, we're up 31.6 minutes left. We're bringing in some of the backups to see what they can ultimately do. And Joe Kendrick, we know what that dude can do. He can absolutely terrorize the defense. It's also fun to see the super talented Ben Williams in the game. Obviously, he's done incredibly well this season, especially in the time that he's played in the absence of Warren Fullwood when he was hurt. Going right back to Joe Kendrick here. Williams is going to hand it off to him. Pretty good blocking. Kendrick absolutely missed the hole, though. If he slides to the left a little bit more, he's still running. But again, we talked about Patrick McDonald trying to learn the position of wide receiver this season. Absolutely Joe Kendrick doing the same, trying to figure out what to do as a running back. Obviously, he's a skilled runner, but he was an even better passer. He's got some work to do in terms of ball carrier vision. Third down, 10 yards to go. Williams going to the halfback screen. Off his back foot. He's got Joe Kendrick. Joe Kendrick with the spin move doesn't really go anywhere, and it's 4th and 7. Cascade Valley is not trying to make any friends this season. We are trying to prove to people that we are one of the best teams in the nation, and we're here to prove it. So we're going for it on 4th down. Why? Because we can. Williams has a guy deep, throws it, and it's Brandon Rebels with a 25-yard grab. Right back here to Joe Kendrick again, just trying to find this man some blocks, some gaps to move forward, and he fights for about 4. 2nd and 6 action. We're seeing Mikael Smith line up here at the QB position. Kendrick slides over. Smith fakes the handoff, and he is gone if he just gets one block. 54, though, blows up a play that would have been for sure a touchdown. 4 for 8 on 3rd down conversions. Williams likes the matchup he sees here. Wilson says, excuse me, I'm getting back in the end zone. 19 yards later, we got a touchdown again. A massive victory for Cascade Valley, especially here at home. Fullwood, his first interception in his career, but he played well. But Jalen Clark was that guy. 259 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. The dude might win a Heisman one day. You can believe that. Recapping the stats, did not expect this to be the blowout that it was, but we will absolutely take it. We see Ben Williams go 6 for 6, 94 yards and a touchdown. Warren Fullwood 11 for 21, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns, and his first career interception, but still a fantastic game from the true freshman. On the rushing side, Kendrick leads us 11 attempts, 47 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 1 in garbage time. Williams has 1 touchdown as well. Fullwood only goes for 17, and Robinson runs for 18, and Jalen Clark again had 15 in the one time he touched it. On the receiving side, McDonald, 5 receptions, 166 yards, and a touchdown. He's turning the corner. We're getting blown away by this dude. Mr. Wilson coming out here. Matt Wilson, 4 for 53 with 1. We see Clark, 2 for 93 and a touchdown. Then we see Armani Furtney, 1 touchdown on 37 yards. On the offensive line, Sanders gave up a sack, but had 2 big pancakes out here today. Defensively, Christoph Houston, 7 total tackles, 2 for a loss. Mitchell had 5 as well as DeMel Hill, Tony Rutledge, and Jay Coleman. George Fry, only 2 tackles today. Played really well. From a sack perspective, Rutledge was everywhere. 3 sacks, 1 sack for Coleman. Interceptions, we had 1 from Kendall Johnson. We had a lot of guys sort of make good plays, including 2 deflections today from Nate Ward and 1 from Isaiah Holman. I love how the defense played. I loved how the offense played. But let's look at special teams for a second. If we go over to our kick return side, Jalen Clark, the 102-yard kick return to literally start the game off. You love to see it. On the punt return side, he had 3 for 29. We'll work on the punt coverage and getting some better blocks there, but ultimately this dude, again, has what it takes to be the guy for this team. The redshirt sophomore, he's stepping up big. We'll see what we got in the next couple of weeks, but a big game today, followed by a couple of big games followed up. It's going to be a wild season. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.